Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Total War Warhammer 2, The Shadow and the Blade, where we have, embarrassingly enough, infuriatingly enough, miscalculated a little bit and lost Gorgazon. Notice when things go wrong, it's we. When things go well, it's I. I am totally winning until we somehow screw it up. Uncle Stoneheart ran in here and did us a little bit of revenge, which I appreciate. But we're going to have to get our stuff back together here in a real hurry. Hopefully Toxidin is up to the task. So, let's go down the list. Icky Claw probably doesn't really go anywhere, right? He needs to stand by and defend Toxidin until such time as we are ready to make a thing happen. Probably stealthily. We may as well run Deathmaster Snitch over here as well. I think I would rather have him make landfall over by Grunty Mingle, and then we can run him around. I'm worried if we land him on this beach, he's going to get pressured immediately by the dwarves. Alright, and then over here, we have to decide who is going to go and fight the, who's going to go and fight that rebel army. I guess a big part of this is going to be what exactly is that rebel army made of. I think I remember it was just, yeah, okay, so they have some large stuff. Dragon Ogres are tough. They have some large stuff, and then what's the rogue army on the way up there made of? Mostly little guys. So this is going to be like a stealth-themed army. Little sneaky dudes. So I guess it doesn't really matter who we send where. I'm going to have Vomik clean that up, I think. Because I think Stunkrich's army is maybe a little stronger in general, even though it's kind of light on spears. And I think that's what we're going to need over by Dwarf Town. Also, this army is a little bit better adapted to fighting dwarves specifically. So Vomik will go and drop some dudes. Apparently Vomik over here has a skill point to spend. So we finished up Precise. We're working on Elusive. I mean, he's going to have time to pick up plenty of skills. All right, can we reach Krekadrak this turn? No, we cannot. Moving through these mountain passes is an expensive thing. Right, if we do one more turn of creeping, we should hit it. It looks like we are going to allow them to get their army to full size before we actually arrive, which is a shame. It's not something I'm happy about, but we'll something tells me we'll still be able to handle them. So, do we want Warpforged armor, or I don't know that Overseer is particularly necessary. Oh, speed up for all missile units. That's right. His speed buff is not a personal buff, it's an army level buff. Wait, can you guys? Oh no, not quite. Well, I guess let's just do the same thing then. Just move up in a pair here. We are falling victim to the slow Overwatch creep through the mountains, just the same as our enemies down to the southeast are. Alright, who else has an unassigned skill point? Obside. Boy. I guess Survivalist? This is not super relevant. Can just continue to assault random armies over here. These guys are going to be in terrible shape by the time they get out of this pass. I guess, actually, their replenishment is considerable. It's more than I was expecting. Alright, who else doesn't yet have orders? Hadar is one of those guys up there. We already told him what to do. Infectique is running for these elves up here. So they're way north. Alright, so we're headed toward this bridge. That's important. Snitch is done. Queek is going to be able to reach Kislev fairly soon. Right? Forchikova is probably not next turn, but the turn after. And then we can get up here and play some defense. Scheif is right here right now. And I think I probably want him to creep forward in ambush mode. Obviously, I don't want them to see me coming and just 2v1 me. And if we end up losing Volksgrad, that's, you know, whatever. Price of doing business. I'm not too concerned about it. We can upgrade this. I'm hoping that that whole thing in the north is going to resolve smoothly, because if it doesn't, it's going to be such a setback for us. Well, there's no sense in... You're exhausted. There's no sense in you really trying to do anything this turn. I guess just move over to here. This way we're a little bit more versatile. We could respond to something happening over there and still also be able to make it back to Gorgazon next turn. Same thing for Irad, who is also exhausted. And you may as well try to generate some XP. 42%, huh? What about... Yeah, I'll take that. Alright, who have we not yet moved? Ah, yes, Plague Rolk. And Plague Rolk is just gonna sail straight down here and try to, like... Alhake would be a great place to put up a plague, right? They have units running... enemy units are running past it all the time. Wolfenburg absolutely needs to get its gold mine under control. I mean... We could build a garrison structure. Yeah, we may as well. Try to make all this stuff a little bit more resilient. So the Golden Tower of the Gods sure would be a nice thing to have built. Try to make sure that we can actually get there. Have an imminent rebellion in a place where we have a huge army, so I'm not too concerned about that. We're still spending a ton of gold every single turn on really, really basic infrastructure stuff. So we definitely don't want to try to run another army or anything, but I think our economy is in an okay place. So Timur Maslov plus the garrison of Krakadrak gets to defend against my 2 stacks, while I have like a stack and a half to defend against the other enemies pushing in. Maybe that guy is just going to... I mean, it doesn't make any sense for him to run up into that forest if he's trying to attack our stuff, right? So maybe he is, in fact, just headed toward the Norskins? I don't know why he would do it the way he did it, though. It's got to be faster to just keep sailing along the coast. Well, now we've really stepped in it. We're going to have to fight Lizardmen all the time. I cannot believe that Malice Darkblade won that battle with those tiny armies. Well, I guess that was Sir John the Devoted, right? So that was the army that we shredded really badly. I'm starting to think that Clan Pestilence is not very long for this world, which is a real problem for us, because that's going to mean an awful lot of dwarves, or an awful lot of high elves, all of a sudden running back to fight me. We're going to have to hope that our meager allies on this continent are up to the task of assisting us here, because I don't know that I have it in me to defend myself against everything that's probably coming at us. Ugh, and the dwarves are really making a resurgence and a push here, huh? So we've rapidly gone from, hey, it sure would be nice, won't it be cool to have, for the first time in a very long time, all of our armies in one place pushing together, to, oh man, we really desperately need all of our armies in one place pushing together. Yeah, so Voltgrad falls, there's nothing we were going to be able to do about that. As ever, the AI decides to just sack it, despite the fact that it has no, there's no value in sacking it. Without a successful ambush, do I want to take this battle this way? So he's got 2 mortar teams, which are going to be a problem for us, and we don't really have a lot of fast-moving units to get behind them. He's got enough rifles and stuff that actually trying to do this with Menace Below charges is probably going to be ineffective. I think I'm just going to fall back for the moment. We're going to fall back past the city, so there's no way he has enough movement to attack us. Oh, interesting. Why is he doing that? Why is he just abandoning Krakadrak to us? He really needs that. Again, that's the center of his economy. Very strange, very strange. Oh, also, Vashnar is not managing his territory very well. Well, if the rebels manage to burn down Vashnar's city there, we'll just take that and complete our settlement. Loyalty critical. Vomik. Vomik's loyalty is always critical. Alright, we got a rebellion down here, which I don't like. How are we still rebelling down here? Oh, because I never got around to building the, Oh, there's nothing we can do now. I never got around to building the bell here, that's how. We had done a good job with that in most places. Alright, Vomik, how about you win a battle? Will that make you feel better? I don't need to call my allies to help. This is fine. Just me and Zoggoth. Alright, devoured. Winning a battle is sometimes worth a point of loyalty. Not in this case. Alright, and then while we're down here, we can grab Stunkritch, who cannot quite reach Roxtalon. I would love to get Roxtalon, but we're going to have to sneak up on him, it looks like. Does his army actually look like? Okay, it's pretty small and pretty weak. Alright, if he wants to go after the undefended Granite Massif, he's going to have to run right through us. Although, actually, I'm in such a position here that he could actually route around us without triggering the ambush, but in order to do that, he would have to know we were here. That's a very unnatural path he would have to take. Okay, well, I guess let's just go get Krakadrak then, because it's completely trivial to do so now. Hold on, you. He is going to be able to bring 1.5 armies against us, it looks like, so it's not entirely ideal. Oh, shoot, I hit that button a little bit early. Well, let's have Hadar's army actually go in first, I think. No, you know what? I was right. I'm just, like, clicking buttons here without regard for their actual effects. You get in here. There we go. Alright, so now they only have one settlement left in the north, and it doesn't even have defenses. They're going to have a really hard time, I think, taking it back, which means they're probably just going to lose their whole economy soon. We're going to be able to get them on some serious attrition in the near future. So Hidar's good. Does Hidar have 50% move left? He does. And now we get that good replenishment, because we're replenishing in a friendly area. Stunkritch is already good. That's clicked on his number instead of on the line that has him in it. He definitely needs to keep running, just in case those elves are not heading through harmlessly. I certainly don't trust them. Snikch gets over here. Queek, where's Queek's movement end if he does a normal move? Oh, he actually gets to Fort Chakova this turn. Okay. Let's take that over. We will probably have to do this manually. Oh, and actually, he doesn't really have a great army for this either, because he doesn't have any siege stuff. Wait, why am I not allowed to click auto-resolve? Oh, I don't have anything in my army that has the siege attacker trait. I have to build a ram, or I can't attack. That's right. Even though the way I would attack that is by just pushing the walls with ladders, you still have to have some siege attack. It does seem a little silly. Okay, so Shaif is in a position here to maybe be able to get a really powerful ambush off. Also, I don't know that I agree that that's how you have to make that move. Alright, with an ambush, we are being told we will not succeed. I think that the game has misestimated the situation very slightly here. I will say it's a bummer that I didn't recruit anything with siege damage into Queek's army, because now he's going to have to stay there for an extra turn. We have to build the thing this turn, then next turn we take the city, and then we have to occupy, which costs the rest of our movements, so we can't move away until the turn after that. This should be a pretty easy battle, I would think. It is worth noting that these are, I believe, the grenade launcher outriders. So they do have grenade launchers in this army. That's cool. It's not going to save them, but it's pretty cool. Alright, so feels to me like we want to set up the siege stuff on this beautiful hill up here. Right, doesn't that look pretty good? I guess we get... yeah, the whole thing's downhill. That's wonderful. We could probably do the same thing with the Jezzails. Maybe a little further down the hill. Yeah, okay. So, as ever, we are... Rattling guns. Closer still. We got a great big hell pit abomination that wants to come in from this side, probably. And we just press their dudes as quickly as possible. So we use death runners at the back to pressure the siege crews. And we have halberd storm vermin coming in from over here to pressure some of the horses. And other storm vermin coming in from this side to pressure the rest of the horses and ranged. Yes, the triads can come here and here. And then who does that leave unassigned? We have like one unit of storm vermin that I didn't select because I was selecting them in even numbers, you know. 3 on one side, 3 on the other, just because it pleases my my desire for symmetry. We could probably move these guys a little bit further back. They could just be back here, I suppose. If I do this, are they able to... Oh yeah, their cones reach all the way to the front. Oh no, sorry, these are their cones. And they reach far enough. It's fine. Now they should be down here, because I want them to be able to hit the whole army without having to move. Okay, I think we're good. Let's get these initial orders in and break some stuff. So you are probably just going to run directly at the melee, or at the ranged. We're going to have you help out with this. Just kind of interleave some dudes into their ranged. You lot are going for cavalry. Siege crews got to go down quickly just so that they don't set up and actually fire anything. These guys are all tired, so this is, I think, going to be really difficult for them. I'm just going to let the guns do what the guns want to do. Warp lightning cannons, honestly, same. The poisoned wind mortars are going to get slightly more specific orders because I want to make sure they're shooting at infantry. And I think that's it. Oh, our lord needs also to be ordered. I don't know, just move over here, throw your sling at stuff, it's fine. Oh, and I'm going to unguard mode all of the melee. Including you. Alright, as ever, this is going to resolve pretty quickly, I think. Remarkable damage to the siege crews immediately from the gunners. These guys did not really want to get tied up in this the way they got tied up in this. They're running horses directly into my melee units. This is not going to work out for them. I'm going to have the Hell Pit Abomination turn around and fight some horses here. The rattling guns are actually going to have to move up a little bit in order to have any effect here. You guys do not get to escape. Absolutely not. I wanted him to move forward for standard die, but whatever, let's just use it. You guys get over here. You two get to work on those guys. You lot need to maybe set up over here. You guys get over into the melee. Yeah, re-break that mortar crew, I guess. We need somebody to chase these gunners just to make sure they don't get it in their head that they're going to turn back around. That is not an option that is available to them. Melee focus. Get in on their general. You guys should probably stop firing. You're, at this point, no doubt, only doing damage to my own units. Look at this. Look at them suddenly getting brave. I'll say this, I'm impressed with, first of all, how long their lord was able to actually stand in combat there, and secondly, how long it took him to surrender. He is both way braver than I was expecting, and also actually a much better melee combatant than I was expecting. I thought for sure he would have been dead long before that. So you can see we took a lot of damage. Some of the health bars on our troops were pretty low, but very few figures actually died, it looks like. Only 62 total losses. This is what the balance of power bar was almost even for. We got some decent kills. We only have one unit in our army that's not in the gold ranks, which is pretty great. Shife's army is very scary. It's a good, strong composition. Those mortars are really, really powerful. I don't know if I like the mortars. I might like the mortars better than catapults, to be perfectly honest with you, after seeing them in action a bunch. Catapults have the range advantage, but the mortars really tear infantry up. Alright, so that guy's dead, which makes it very unlikely that that Dmitri is going to be able to push through us. And your reward for such a victory, of course, immortality. What else could it possibly be? That's the thing I'm in a position to bestow, apparently. I could just do that. We may as well push up here. I'm in no danger from Dmitri Tsaryov. Especially not if we can assault his units successfully. Alright, good stuff. He's not in a position where he's going to be able to heal easily. I'm going to have you turn around. We might need another body up here. There's a lot of men to fight. Let's see, we got you guys. Yeah, we got you guys all moved already. Toxidin has finished his recruitment, and now he needs to pick up. So he's got an okay front line. He's got a couple of guns. He's got his whole siege crew. We have to decide now. Do we want to bring in any of these fast units? Do we want cavalry? If we're fighting dwarves, cavalry have some use charging their ranged, but it's certainly not like the slaughter it is when you get into, say, Bretonia's ranged. I wonder if we're better off just having more ranged of our own? Or maybe even just something a little bit more durable to send at them? Because, like, Death Runners are going to do a pretty okay job. I think I'm going to recruit a couple of Poisoned Wind Mortars because, like I was just saying, I think they're awesome. And then maybe we just get a bunch of Storm Vermin? We should probably have a couple units of either Death Runners or Triads for the armor debuff. It's definitely going to help us take down dwarves. How big is the anti-infantry bonus that these guys have? 10 points, so 45 melee attack. Yeah, that's pretty significant. So we'll just bring a couple units of those in, and then, to be perfectly honest, I kind of want to... We have a lot of melee. I think we can go more guns here. 3 spaces left. What else does this army need? It has good range. It has acceptable melee. Maybe we just bring in some more Storm Vermin. Make these guys a little bit more resilient. I'm going to get one more unit of Rattling Guns, maybe. We're going to do this. We're gonna make this army very gun heavy, and it gets a single unit of Sword and Shield Storm Vermin. Because, you know, sometimes you want Sword and Shield, guys. Alright, so Toxidin is in place for 2 more turns. Igrok is going to be able to... I don't know that we'll actually want to do Alhaik. Let's get on land over here and we'll try to find a location where there are lots of armies. Zandri might be better. But I really want to damage their recruitment, I guess. Yeah, maybe it is just Alhaik. You are very skilled up already. You don't really need anything. So we get Elusive. He would make an okay fighter if we suddenly needed him to fight. Alright, I do not like the number of dwarven armies that I am seeing here. I don't want to fight 3 groups of dwarves all at once. Well, you guys are terrible at assaulting units. Why are my units so bad at this? You could attack these guys. I don't know that that's necessary, though. I think this army is already in bad enough shape, probably. Let's just have at one of the other armies over here. It's tough to do anything meaningful in this spot because we're looking at a lot of replenishment. You know what? You're fine. Just hang out. Like they're gonna heal off anything we do to them really quickly. We kind of have to wait for them to commit before we can do anything meaningful. Alright, Barrack Var should probably be upgraded so that we can upgrade the dock. There's money to be made in that. And then some more trade goods. Some more stuff here. We may as well finish this defensive structure. So Barrack Var... I don't know. I guess Duck Karaz could probably use field defenses, maybe. Because it's on the water. Honestly, we'll put him up, but I think there's pretty good odds we'll never need him. Bragdawazbag really doesn't need proper defenses. Okay, we gotta make sure that we are actually getting stuff built up. Kazid Bordkarag probably doesn't want one of those. That's probably the wrong money-making building for that space. Down here in the Cursed Jungle, we can finish this up. So we have a massively upgraded bell. We don't need to worry about public order. Yep, just money-making buildings. About to have a rebellion in Averland, which we do not really have people in position to deal with. That's going to be an inconvenient one. Averheim is not even particularly well defended. And that's just going to have to be somebody running back. It's going to have to be like... Queek's not going to be needed in the north. I think it looks like we've broken them. So Queek can do this on his way down to the actual battle in the south. Yeah, that's fine. So once more, we just give the enemies an opportunity to jump us here. I'm really, really worried about Lotharn. Not this army in particular, but I think our situation with them is going to get really ugly. I sure hope we can reach that settlement in the mountains that they just, the Clockwood just resettled, because they are going to be, that army's going to be super weak this turn from having lost so many people to settlements. We might be able to request a move from the pirates to relieve the pressure on us a little bit. I don't know that they'll be able to do anything to draw the attention of the dwarves, but we can probably make them draw the attention of Couronne at the very least. Wow. Okay, 4 big armies of dwarves. Yeah, like if we ask Sartosa to attack Alhaik, maybe we can draw a little bit of pressure off of this border. Enough to let us make a counter push. As it is right now, it's looking somewhat unlikely that we would be able to get through the amount of just big... I hate this sentence even before I say it out loud, but the amount of big hairy beef that we're facing. Also, damn, Kislev sure is able to field a lot of troops on the tiny, tiny amount of money they have. Well, they're about to have... It's probably... I don't think we're going to be able to attack that little northern settlement this turn, but maybe next turn. And then, once we've done that, they have no settlements left, so they'll be suffering that very serious attrition. Vomik, yeah, Vomik, we have to increase his loyalty. Increase his loyalty. Dwarves live forever, sadly. At a certain point, they should probably stop giving us followers. Alright, while we are here, Snitch has a hole in his army that we could patch. So what do we want in it? Honestly, it's probably just like Sword and Shield Storm Vermin, right? He just needs a little bit more little bit more stand and fight. Alright, Vomik is he best off marching? This might be, yeah, this is the turn where we start moving through the underway. We're still looking at a considerable distance here, but I think it's going to be a while before they're willing to attack Karak-Azul. Oh, alright, well I guess we could get to Sjokdrack in this turn, which means that we probably do, right? What does that situation look like? We know that Timur Maslov is one full turn of march mode movement away, so he wouldn't be able to retaliate immediately. They have 2 spearmen. This is not a real army. And Sjokdraken doesn't even have any garrison buildings. And we're at full strength, right? We're very, very close to it. Okay, well, I guess let's go kill these guys. I guess we should probably try to weaken this stack before the attack. There's no reason not to go for that. Let's try to ambush one of the little armies right outside first. We don't really need to do this, but there's no reason not to. It does make the battle easier. I'm surprised that... Oh! Because I'm not getting my reinforcements. It's like, how could this possibly be this close? There we go. That's more what I was thinking it was going to look like.
More kills. Hornet one watches me.
Alright, now unfortunately I'm pretty sure we do not have enough movement to go back into encampment mode here. Oh, just barely though. Well, step forward a small amount and then ambush, I guess. So he is 3 skill points away from being able to move up the red box. His army has some storm vermin. It's probably storm vermin, right? Or it could be Blastmaster. Let's see. Respected and feared also buffs up the actual good melee combat units, though. The killy ones. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to take this.
No malice.
Our wizard continues to increase the speed of our missile units, which is helpful occasionally. Even if they could turn that army that ran away last turn around, it's just not going to be enough. It does feel like we fail to assault units way more often than we should, right? I'm not just making that up. Oh, this sucks. Like, look at how weak that army is right now. I just don't have the movement. What a bummer. Alright, one turn of replenishment isn't going to make them all that much stronger, so we'll continue to try to put some pressure down. Fektik. These guys have refused to leave our territory. You know, it does not suggest to me that they have any intention of going north. Alright, and it is now the case, I believe, that these guys have no buildings anymore. They have no settlements. So they should want to just give up. Also, it does suck a little bit that we've created so much public disorder here, but Kislev's not that far from our armies. It'll be fine. Let's go crush these guys. Alright, and hopefully all the public order from that will give us the time we need to get things back in order around here. And we already have a bell and everything, we just need to sort a couple of things out. So who do we still need to move? Hidar is already done. Stunkrich is where he needs to be. I think we might be pretty much set. I am going to have Plague Rock. Just drop the Plague here. It's going to be annoying for them. And maybe it'll spread to Hot Rabarber. A lot of Lizardman names are like, plays on words or stuff. I don't know what that guy's name could possibly be. What it could possibly be a reference to. Alright. Failure to assault. How about you? Failure to assault? Alright, success at assault. Now we probably won't be able to land another one this turn because they now have this this on guard effect. So we'll have to harass other armies. Okay, we're getting stuff done. We're making things happen a little bit. I'm going to have Erat run south a little bit. There's other stuff to deal with down here, too. So, we do have an Undercity here. We could try to get ourselves a Vermintide going. Maybe that's how we build another army, is we just summon a full stack underneath one of these settlements. How about, let's go ahead and build ourselves some tunnels? Do we want that? Yeah, we have vision in the area in other ways. We'll dig down here. We'll try to create a little bit of cover for the Vermintide as it grows. Are we not? Oh yeah, we're 2 turns away from actually being level 2. Just put down a growth building in Kazid Port Karag. Build another bell? In Stirland, we are positive on public order, but of course, we could upgrade the bell. I imagine that the stack that we would spawn from Vermintide would be fairly expensive to maintain at this point, because we have a lot of upgrades to it. It's going to be a big, powerful group of units. So, it might even, like from where we're at right now, it might even take us to negative gold per turn. Obviously, it's not a thing we have to worry about right this second. We're probably talking like 10 turns down the line or something. Because it takes 5 turns just to build the Vermintide. It's definitely a thing we got to think about. Maybe I should chase that army with Infectique. No, I probably should not have Infectique go anywhere crazy. Stunkrich's ambush being spoiled is a real bummer. That lets them make much smarter decisions down there. Like, if the Kislev situation resolves in the next 2 turns, which I think it's reasonable to expect it will, we suddenly have a bunch of armies in the north that I was planning to run to the south. But maybe we could push 1 or 2 of them to the west instead and try to fight High Elves over in the Norscan lands. Another thing we could do, I don't know how successful this would be, but we could have some armies try to sneak around and hit the Dwarven territory without fighting all these armies, just to deprive them of territory such that if they lose Gorgazon, they immediately go into heavy attrition mode. Because there's no way they have defenses. I mean, frankly, there's no way they can have the number of stacks that they're showing us here. They definitely cannot afford all of these units. So, Timur Maslov, what are you guys going to do? Are you going to try to... Nothing. You're just going to starve to death in that mountain pass. Not even going to come out of it. I mean, that's a decision you're allowed to make, I guess. I will admit to being surprised, but you can't tell them they're not allowed to play that way. Okay, so I am pretty unhappy about Stunkrich's ambush being spoiled. That was going to be really good. So they're trying to use... they're They're trying to use raiding mode as a way of avoiding the attrition that they should, by rights, be suffering.
Hornet one.
Let's just try to clean this up, right? Sorry, I have to take you out of ambush mode before you will allow me to move you, because you couldn't possibly interpret what I mean to do.
Let the bells.
It's not like me trying to have you move is obviously me saying, hey, get out of ambush mode and then come over here.
Plan scheme is discordant.
No, attack. There we go. Alright, so that army is easily killed. This other army we won't be able to attack until next turn, but we can make sure that they have a real rough go of things. And while raiding stops them from taking attrition damage, it does not allow them to heal like encampment mode or anything. Okay, Vomit. He's getting close. He'll be there in no time. Just moved Remamute and hit our Stunkridge. So there were two armies here, right? We saw one army moved out, and then this army moved in. This should still be a very easy kill. And then, you know what? I mean, I don't know if we need to go level 3. I guess we're just going to lose all the food if we don't, though. We may as well get the walls back up here. Or sorry, get walls up for the first time. And then also exotic animal trainer, I guess.
What? Horned one command.
Let's not have Infecti chase any further. I'm going to just fall back to Bordello and wait there.
This way. Death Master Snake.
Alright, we're all recruited. We actually do have the movement range necessary to jump some of these guys. They have reinforcement range on each other. We could get a lucky reinforce, obviously.
Kill things.
Did he say McKill things? Didn't realize he was sponsored by the estate of Roy Kroc. You know, sometimes you gotta do some things you thought you would never do when you're trying to put together the funding to maintain an army. Alright, I'm hoping that we will land the offensive ambush here. If we do, it puts us in pretty good position. If we don't... Okay, yeah, easy. Wow, yeah, this army is very vulnerable to being ambushed. I was gonna say, if we don't, then we still probably just fight it out and win. But obviously, we would take some losses in that case.
Test subjects.
And then we can do this thing. And unfortunately, after taking out 2 full stacks, they still have a pretty serious force in the area. I wonder how much of their move there was them not having proper intelligence about our actions. I wonder to what degree that stuff actually ends up mattering for them.
Going, yes.
You should move slightly so that you're no longer taking damage. Now we're all just hanging out together, ready to fight anyone who should come near. I mean, there's no way they have enough movement, right? Nobody's in a movement mode, so we can't see their movement distance, but there's no way they can get to us. You are not allowed to report on what is happening out here.
Sneaky infiltrator.
And then... I mean, there's not a lot of value in you assaulting people, except that I guess we should try to do this successfully. Yeah, there we go. Because that does give a little bit more, XP than failing. And he does need level ups pretty badly. Alright, so Scheif is not going to be needed up here. This Timur Maslov situation is going to resolve itself shortly. Have these guys moved as much as they can move? Let's see, we can't get down into a place where we won't be taking attrition. So I guess we're fine. Alright, so do we want Scheif to go west and prepare himself to maybe fight elves on behalf of... You know what? I think so. I think that's what I'm going to do with him. And if it turns out there's no elves to fight over there, he'll just sail down the coast and join us in the south. It'll be fine. let's upgrade Erengrad's garrison once, because the 4-point garrison is actually quite good. We're 6 turns off of being able to max out that extremely valuable port, which is nice. We still have Queek, who's going to go and put down a rebellion. All he ever gets to do, it feels like. Alright, and then we have a handful of heroes. You don't have anything at all to do. I don't know, get over here. Cherry Flesh could at least attempt an assault. You know what? Even with them being on guard, still more likely to work than not. Although obviously it didn't. But, you know, the math was on our side, which matters in theory, not always in practice. And everybody everywhere is replenishing and stuff. It's going to be very hard to do any meaningful actions. And I guess, since we're not trying to make any XP on Erat since he's maxed out, no sense spending gold on that kind of stuff. Let's just put him in a place where he's providing us useful vision. Alright, Nordland is holding out public order-wise. Silver Road could use some more upgrades, I guess. I'm really bummed out about how bad the gemstone mine is. Take some upgrades. Do we want to... So we don't really need recruitment structures over here, but also we should just build stuff up because we do need money. Speaking of which, an arcane conduit seems fine. A Southern Oblast, you know, this is the turn when it makes sense for you to rebel. So we're gonna get the rebellion finished, and then we're going to immediately have a bell up. Maybe he's actually going after Vashnar. I think what's going on here is that we're not. Is he gonna want peace? That's interesting. So he does hold my gold mine. Our lives don't get that much easier if we take peace with him. Like, he's not actually much of a threat to us. At least not at this moment. He doesn't have much in the way of armies or anything. So I think I'm going to deny this because I think we want to keep pushing down and reclaiming our territory. But if we get that gold mine back, we'll ask him again. Because obviously I wouldn't mind things getting a little simpler down here. And yeah, it looks like Clan Pestilence is maybe actually on the way out. They held out for a long time using Skaven trickery, but the elves may be properly devoted to putting them away now. And I think at this point we have to probably just accept that the elves have no plan. They have no idea what they're doing with that army up there that's just kind of sailing back and forth. It would be fun to catch them out and kill them, though. Oh, right, we probably have to do something about Agrel Migdal. Well, we have time. It has walls that Bretonnian army won't be able to actually attack it meaningfully this turn. It looks like we scared all the armies away from Alhaik, but without any of them actually catching the plague, unfortunately. I don't know how the plague spread works. It may be the case that it only tries to spread at the beginning of our turn. Come on, Timur Maslov, you know you just want to run into me. No, you're going to make me come over there and hunt you. Alright, I'll do it. It will be worth it to have this done with. We probably are strong enough, even though we've been not healing, and also we have been taking attrition this whole time. We probably are strong enough to pretty easily finish it off. Agrel Migdal and Averheim are both under siege. Those are problems that will be solved shortly. So let's start here.
Stink of command.
You get to, I guess, pick another yellow line skill to max out. We'll take Warp Forged Armor.
All tales are mine.
Alright, somebody want to throw a quick assault on this guy before we do this, just for maximum victory?
Make them slower.
Alright, I believe this is the end of Kislev. Yes, the faction is properly destroyed. These armies, I think, are just going to head south. I don't think there's any good reason for them to... Okay, yes, this is a guy in an army. I don't think there's any good reason for us to send more than one... Wait, sorry, no, I'm supposed to be leveling up this guy. There we go. It's to finish elusive. There's no reason for anybody else to be pushing to the west. Let's get you out of the mountains and into a place where you can actually heal a little bit. Or heal a whole lot, that's also good. Sadly, Hadar's incredibly wounded army just stands to get more wounded. Alright, we gotta take down Réponse de Lyonesse. She is a legendary lord. I'm not sure... Legendary lady, I guess. I'm not sure what trait we get for defeating her, because she's quite new. So... we can probably afford to leave this area undefended, or at least not with a ton of armies in it for a moment, because it takes the dwarves such a long time to cross the territory. We'll just send a couple of units over here to deal with this. And maybe we'll have Ikitclaw hang out in this area, but in ambush mode. Hopes of catching some dwarf doing something very foolish. Dwarves doing something very foolish is basically going to be our only source of advantage against them. Let's see. Do you have... You do not have exhaustion. You are the person who most needs XP, so you should get the assassination. Even at level 26, still almost a full level. Then one of you comes down here. You still do benefit from... Ooh, wow. Do not even try to assault that. There we go, that's a little better. You still do benefit from XP, so you may as well try to do a thing. Pastilich, I think I'm actually going to have come over here. And to keep an eye on what's going on in this part of the desert. Alright, Vomik, if I put you into normal movement mode, you do get pretty close. We gotta remember we are formally at war with these guys. They could just attack us if we don't approach a little carefully. That said, I'm not exactly terrified of their armies. Infectique, you live here for the moment. We don't want to attack Grutter. Random orc armies are more likely to be useful to us than harmful. And alright, we're getting over here. Queek is very fast. Shife can take a moment out of his busy schedule to murder this guy. You're never too busy for murder as a Skaven. Alright, so we probably just want to finish off your blue line stuff. We are, in fact, looking at maybe being broke again pretty soon here. And yeah, now we just have a whole bunch of heroes in this part of the map who have nothing to do. And even though it's tedious to move them all one by one, it is probably still better than giving them a multi-turn move order and having to watch them all animate at the slower animation speed at the end of each turn. Upgrade this, and what else do we need here? Probably nothing in particular. I'll put up an extra bell, just in case. We don't really need defenses there. We also don't really need defenses down here. And upgrade the bells, though. Unless, of course, we get rogue army spawns, in which case we'll have to do something. And we are one vial of warp fuel away from pulling another rocket fuel, or another Doom rocket. Which I think is a thing we might actually want fairly soon. We may be in a battle against two very densely stacked armies of dwarves in the near future, which is a very Doom rocket sort of situation. Tlaqua is going to... Oh, they're maybe threatening me. Yeah, I think that the defense of the western side of the continent is maybe a two-army job. So maybe Scheif is going over there to become the northern defender, and we run Infectique back down closer to our capital. So he can defend against attacks from the coast there. And then we have two people who can team up for when things get really big and ugly. If the elves send over multiple navies or something. So we still have ghost dads running around messing things up in our territory. As we will until the moment the campaign concludes, unfortunately. Because by the time we're over there fighting the dwarves for those mountains, I think we really are... Oh, interesting. She just attacks. Well, I don't think we do have a chance of winning here. I was kind of hoping we were going to have one more turn on that. She burned it to the ground, and then she just stayed there in a place where she's definitely going to be trivially killed on the next turn. Well, I mean, she committed. You gotta give her that. She really wanted that settlement burned, and she burned it. We're getting a lot of very spiteful play, it feels like, from the AI at this point. They don't even want to win anymore. They just want to make me mad. They see what's happening, and they want no part of it. Well, I don't think we're going to take the peace treaty, because I just don't think there's, Okay, Karakazul should absolutely win this. Do we want to play this manually? We might want to play this manually just for the sake of not letting the auto-resolve totally screw us. And that seems like maybe a good place to pick up the next episode. So that's going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. Come back next time on Monday for this, and then hopefully some significant military gains against these dwarves, because frankly, I'm feeling just a tiny bit humiliated over here. And we'll see you then.